Order, everyone will stand. We'll have our pledge of allegiance to the flag, and if you will, remain standing for our prayer. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come to you giving thanks for all your blessings. We give thanks, Lord, for a new school session that's just started, and we ask you, Lord, to look over our children. It's great to have them back in our school system. We ask you, Lord, to lead and guide them. We ask you, Lord, to be with their parents during this time. We also ask you, Lord, to be with our teachers and anyone that comes in contact with our students, Lord. We know what an impact it is on these children to see the right role model in front of them. We ask, Lord, to be with our board meeting tonight. Forgive us where we fail you. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
And you have the agenda there in front of you. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Like a motion to approve.
Motion made by Mr. Ross, seconded by Ms. Aber. Any discussion or questions? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is the consent agenda. The only thing in there is our July the 14th meeting. I'll entertain a motion for that.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Mr. Davis,
I second it.
seconded by Ms. Carter, and of course, there's no discussion on the consent agenda. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on our agenda is the public comment. No one signed up for our policy, so at this time, we will move on to our stakeholder recognition. I'll turn it over to Dr. Smith.
Good evening. Tonight we have the privilege of recognizing 3 people whose service to Hardeman County Schools is measured not just in years, but by the impact that they have had on our school system and our communities. First, we're going to recognize Tennessee State Representative Mr. Johnny Shaw. Mr. Shaw has been a tireless advocate for Hardeman County and especially for our children and our schools. For decades, he has carried the voice of our schools and our communities to Nashville and worked for Hardeman County. He's worked to ensure that rural Tennessee schools have a seat at the table. He's brought many wonderful opportunities and change for the better. His service, relationships, and commitment have helped our schools move forward and has opened doors and opportunities for students. We're grateful for his partnership, his advocacy, and his belief in the future and the work of Hardeman County. Representative Shaw, thank you for standing up. Thank you for standing up for our schools and our children. Your impact will be felt for generations, and we've already felt that. So, huge public schools advocate. He has been a very dear friend to me in some endeavors, but we do appreciate the service that you give and know that it has impacted many students and will in the future. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do I get to say that?
Absolutely.
Well, I just,
Could we stop you?
I really do want to just thank you and the board and all of you. I just said to someone a moment ago, I think I'm beginning to realize maybe the impact that I've had over the past 25 or 26 years, but it's been a joy. I want you to know it's been a joy. I've enjoyed serving every day, and yes, public education is very dear to me. I do think we should have some choice education sometime for different reasons, but public education has always been my #1 goal, and I will always stand for public education. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you all for your service and welcome the new members that are coming in. And if it's any one thing I could say to you quickly, it would simply be this. Always remember there are 2 sides to every story. I learned that quick in life in serving. Before you act on the left side, make sure you hear what the right side has to say. Thank you all so much. Love you to death.
Love you.
All right, and I will be around. I'm not going to play. I know where the big bodies are. Thank you so much. Thank you. I do have a lot, so let's start.
He did ask that out of here so we can get to the revival tonight. All right, the next two. Mr. Bobby Henderson. Mr. Henderson has served on the Hardeman County School Board for 20 years. That's 2 decades of service. 2 decades of public servanthood. That's a lot of time away from home, a lot of hard decisions, countless meetings, difficult decisions, long discussions. It all comes with it, but overall, he had a steadfast commitment to the school district. For many of those 20 years, he also served as chairman of this board, a role that requires more than just presiding over meetings. It requires leadership, patience, perspective, and bringing people together when there's different opinions. He's helped lead the school system through multiple superintendents, changes in leadership, state and federal legislations, curriculum and accountability, facility needs. He's seen it all. But the one thing that he also brings that every school board needs is institutional memory. The person that knows, I remember when this happened, or I know why this happened, or this was the decision that was made, and maybe here's an idea why. And also, where does this board need to go next? That perspective is invaluable. He also gave his time and leadership to Tennessee School Boards Association, serving as the Southwest District Director, where he represented not only our school system, but also school boards and public education in our region. Most importantly, Mr. Henderson understood that school board service is ultimately about people. Mr. Henderson, on behalf of Hardeman County Schools, our students, employees, families, and communities, and this board, thank you. We'll do pictures after the meeting. Our next stakeholder can be defined through her commitment, advocacy, and a genuine concern for children. Ms. Patricia Carter served 16 years on the Hardeman County School Board. It means 16 years of service is an extraordinary commitment. It means showing up month after month, year after year, lots of meetings, making decisions that are not always easy or popular, but ultimately, you make decisions with students in mind. That's one of the things that has distinguished Ms. Carter's service. She was a strong advocate for students and probably will still continue to be. She understands that behind every policy, every decision, every discussion, and school improvement initiatives are students' lives who could be affected by the decisions made at this bench. As chairman of the board's insurance committee, Ms. Carter was able to put her former career experience to work for the benefit of our employees and our school system. And through it all, she remained committed to the responsibility that was entrusted to her by the people of Hardeman County. Ms. Carter, tonight we want you to know that your service matters. It will continue to matter. Your voice matters, but most importantly, your advocacy. On behalf of Hardeman County Schools, our students, employees, and families, and this board, thank you for your service.
Next on our agenda is our policy review, and we have a few policies to look at.
All right. Policy 4.605, graduation requirements. All of these are TSBA model policies, but you will see where they have marked out the specific requirements, units of credit. They have asked that we put in here 22 units of credit with 2 additional. At the bottom, it says if a middle school student successfully completes any of the state board required high school credits as evidenced by passing grade, the student shall receive graduation credit for that coursework. There's going to be another place where we have 8th grade algebra, and that's why this goes in this policy, but that is new state law. If you skip over to the 3rd page of that, It includes ACT, SAT, and now the classic learning test. At the bottom in your red, you see including reporting the total number of requests to graduate early for the TDOE. So these are just additions to that policy per state law. The next one, 5.110, compensation guides and contracts. A couple of these are word changes. On line 5, you see instead of each person employed, it says all personnel. Number 7, line 7, contracts for certified personnel. And then the addition on line 13, instead of each employee's contract, it says all certified personnel contracts. And then at the bottom, line 20, now on the accrued leave and beneficiaries, it's not just for teachers, it's for all employees. So you see that change there, and then an accumulation of up to 20 days. The next one, 5.200, separation practices for tenured teachers. You're going to see the next policy behind this be the same for non-tenured teachers, but I'll give you a second to read that in red. This is nothing new to employment law. It just specifies what we have the option to do: reassign duties, place on a leave, or temporarily remove from the setting. If you go to page 3 of that, they have taken out a lot. You see the areas that have been struck out. That has been moved to a different policy. Then policy 5.201, it's the same thing for non-tenured teachers, same strikeouts, same verbiage. The next one, 5.801, Director of Schools Recruitment Selection. Basically what this policy does is, by law, it now gives boards the option to interview directors of schools in private, not in open meetings, but any deliberations have to occur in public meetings. Before, it all had to be in open meetings. This is something that changed with legislation. The next one, 5.202, homeschools. A lot of this is wording changes. You see must is now shall, adds guardian to parents. Number 7 on line 19, State Board of Education, or you have to take a standardized test or something that the parent provides that is nationally normed. Those are all the policies. Again, those are TSBA model policies.
Any questions? Since they are model policies, we can approve them on first and second reading tonight. So I'll entertain a motion to approve policy and the changes made to policies 4.605, 5.110, 5.200, 5.201, 5.801, and 6.202. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Ms. Carter,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Ayler. Any questions for Dr. Smith? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next, we'll move on to which we discussed this in our work session, the City of Oliver addendum.
As the board knows, we've had multiple discussions and interactions with the City of Bolivar regarding the baseball field lease. This has to do with specifically an addendum to the current lease to install new lighting at the baseball field. This will also need to go to City of Oliver for approval, go through the bid process, and then we will, go from there. But we need to get this addendum approved before we send it to them.
I'll make a motion to approve the addendum to the City of Oliver.
Motion made by Ms. Taylor,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Davis. Any discussion or question? Again, we discussed this in our work session. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
The next item on the agenda is the consolidated funding application. This is the federal funding application that we complete each year. It involves Title I, Title II, III, IV, V, and IDEA Part A and B. There are 237 pages for your review in the drive of all this complete application. We've included 3 pages here of the major title funds. But this is just the application to apply for those funds on an annual basis, and we just are asking for approval for that.
Do I have a motion? We approve the consolidated funding application.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Davis. Mr. Atkins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Ross. Any discussions or questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is our teacher salary schedule update. As you remember, we just approved this in June, but there were actually 8 categories that did not qualify. So we have made those changes to where they are all up to date now. And I'll entertain a motion, we approve the new teacher salary schedule.
Make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Davis,
I second.
seconded by Ms. Carter. Any discussions or questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on our agenda is the capital improvement and the lighting.
We also discussed this in the work session. We have 4 fields that need lighting installed. Baseball, BCHS baseball, we already have those plans in works. We have 2 estimates there for you for Middleton High School football and Middleton High School softball. This will require money to be moved into Fund 177. We don't need to vote on that, that's just for informational purposes.
We don't have to vote on that. Okay, next. Next, we have our committee reports. Our first one will be our insurance committee, and that'll be Ms. Carter.
As we discussed in our work session in detail, the changes that we're going to experience for this coming school year, the insurance committee has completed a thorough review of the current plans, upcoming plans regarding employee health insurance. You received a briefing via email regarding the details of the analysis of the current cost and the proposed platform structure. The Board of Education will be absorbing 25% of the premium increase for the premium plan, 50% for the standard plan, 75% for the limited plan, and additional 10% for employee plus spouse on all plans. We are also increasing the employee contribution to the CDHP HSA plan and contributing to the new copay plan. For the employee, the limited plan, the CDHP and /HSA, and the copay plan will be priced the same. This is a recommendation from the insurance committee that we approve these changes.
Any questions for anybody on the insurance committee? Okay, since that's a recommendation, do I have a second?
Second.
seconded by Mr. Ross. Any discussion, any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there anything else, Ms. Carter?
Okay.
Next, we'll have our budget committee, and I'll turn that over to Mr. Atkins.
The first one that's in your book, these are affirmations of the decisions by the executive committee to end the previous school year budget, so they had to get those done. I'll make a few comments here. In the 961 budget amendment to gear up, there was an increase in money of $95,000, and that money, has to be spent, so they spent $87,000, and that was for supplies that went to several of the schools. I don't remember which ones it was, but it was, how many schools did they go to?
Should have been 5.
So, that was,
6.
6 of the schools is where those supplies, and there was actually, machines, that one of the things that they bought was to make banners. If you also look at transfers out of $17,000, that was a percentage that the school district could designate for administrative cost. The next one is, the next section is the IDA Subfund 901. That is where they had to balance that budget, and that basically was primarily for a teacher that was a ride-along teacher on the school bus. Where that money was moved to. On the next budget amendment, which was IDA preschool, you'll see where that $1,400 was just adjusted around to try to compensate it for the end of the year. We had to use everything in the budget, and that basically went to insurance cost. The next budget amendment is special ed preschool, and again, you have to use it or lose it. And that money was taken out of assistance. There's assistant that we did not utilize, and that went into sped equipment. The next one is Subfund 201, which is, that does have carryover privileges, so that was an increase, and that move of $10,000 is what was increased in this budget. So it does have carryover, so we did increase that by $10,000. And the next budget was Subfund 101, a federal program, and that was just to balance that, and that was different teachers and different amounts, and that's where the pension and medical insurance had to be balanced. And the next one, special ed, preschool. My notes are not matching up here.
Should be 441.
Pardon? 441. And that was just balancing that again with your insurance and and that was a cleanup again for the end of the school year. And they had to balance that out with, teachers take different medical insurance, so that was a balance out. The next one's voluntary pre-K. There was a teacher that was, not there, for a period of time, so, during that year, so that money went to instructional supplies, and that money you had to use it or lose it. And those were all basically cleanups. These again are affirmations that was decided by the executive committee to amend and complete the school year of 2026. Does anybody have any questions? We'll vote on these and discuss these separately, because they were, this is an affirmation vote.
And that's a recommendation from the budget.
Correct.
Any questions? Do we have a second on all those budget amendments? I'll make a second. Any questions? Any? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, Mr. Atkins.
All right, the first budget amendment for this school year we have thus far. The first one is the Perkins, it's CTE money, and we had a decrease in that. They notified us, and we'll receive $7,400 less, and you'll see where they decrease those items in there. The next one is 141, and general purpose school fund, and the school buses that we had ordered, once they, the actual cost came in, it's gonna be a $9,000 increase. So, that is to change and be prepared to pay that cost. They should arrive in January. Another thing that we've done last year, and we discussed, in our work session, and Christie alluded to a moment ago, we're gonna transfer, $1,500,000 out of our general purpose budget into this 141 fund. This will pay for some of our renovations that we have noted in our package, as we did this past year. And you'll see that on the next page, that it's going into that other capital projects fund account. The next budget amendment is in the 141 general purpose school fund. This is other contracted services. It's gonna be increased by $9,000. There is a firm that we will employ to help us describe, educate our staff, and meet with our staff, as we talked about earlier, about the insurance programs that we have. They've added some, it's changed, insurance is difficult for any of us to understand and know, but there will be at central locations for all the teachers and staff to come and talk to and ask questions and try to feel like they make the best decision. Since it is complicated, we feel like this is a good move to have this consulting firm come in and try to help the employees with insurance education. All right, the next one is preschool grant. It's a carryover from 2026, and it's $6,500. The next one is the NAECY scholarship, and that is $5,000, and that is basically going to allow 2 people to attend a conference in Nashville. And the last one that we have is a special ed preschool grant, and that money is $138,000, and that's going to be at the Bolivar Elementary School, and that will support a teacher and assistant and all the other items that you see there. Is there any questions about any of these amendments or changes in the budget?
I do want to clarify on the NAUCY scholarship, that is federal dollars that came specifically for that. They cannot be used for that. It's not something we chose. It's take or leave it. There's no other option to use it.
If there's not any questions, that does come as a recommendation from the budget committee.
Okay, any questions on any of those budget amendments? All for early in the year to be doing budget amendments. Okay, is there any questions for anyone on the budget committee? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Ms. Ayler. There's no questions or anything, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, so all the amendments do pass. And before we move into the director's report, I know Ms. Carter wants to say a few things as well as myself, so at this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Carter.
I hope I can get through this without becoming too emotional. 16 years is a long time to dedicate your heart to Hardeman County Schools. I want to begin by sincerely thanking the citizens of my district for placing their trust in me for the past 16 years and allowing me the opportunity to serve on the Hardeman County School Board. It has truly been one of the greatest honors and privileges of my life. Over these 16 years, I have made many lasting friendships and built relationships that I will treasure for years to come. Together, we have witnessed tremendous growth in our school system and most importantly, in the opportunities available to our students. Opportunities that many of us never imagined would be possible. We have seen the creation of Middle College, our partnership with TCAP, our partnership with Jackson State, which provides every senior with the opportunity to pursue a college education regardless of their ACT score. We have been blessed with partnerships through the Ayers Foundation, Lone Oaks, and Gear Up, each of which have opened more doors for our students. These accomplishments are something we should all be proud of. They have given our students the opportunity to dream bigger, reach higher, see possibilities for their futures that may not seem within their reach before. I want to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation to Dr. Smith for your leadership and dedication to Hardeman County Schools, and to the board office staff that has worked alongside of her to make these things happen. Under your leadership, our school system has reached levels that at one time, many of us could only dream about. As I leave this board, I have one heartfelt request for the new school board. Please work together as a team. Set aside all personal agendas, differences and disagreements, and always remember why you were elected to serve. Every decision you make should begin and end with one question: what is best for the students of Hardeman County? If you keep our students at the center of every decision, I truly believe Hardeman County Schools will continue to move forward, build on the progress we have made, and accomplish even greater things in the years ahead. Thank you for allowing me to serve these past 16 years. Thank you for your trust, your support, and the relationships and memories I will carry with me. It has been one of the greatest honors of my life to serve the students, families, teachers, and staff of Hardeman County. I will always be grateful for the opportunities, and I'll always be proud to have been part of the school system.
I should have went first. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve the Hardeman County School Board for the past 20 years. I appreciate the support and dedication each of you have given to our school system. Each of you need to be commended for your hours you have given through either meetings or trainings required to fulfill your obligation as a school board member. I appreciate your approval as a board in allowing me to serve on the Southwest District Director and to serve on the State Board of Directors for TSBA. Thank you for your support of me as board chairman. As district director, I have been able to evaluate and observe other school boards, and I can honestly say I could not have served on a better school board. I know we have not always seen eye to eye, but that is what makes our board special and unique. We can disagree, and at the end of the day, we respect each other's opinion. My hope is that as we move forward in the months and years ahead, that you continue this strong attribute of yourselves. I would like to thank each superintendent I've had the privilege to serve with over the past 20 years, Dr. Hopper, General Ross, and Dr. Smith. Each superintendent has been dedicated to our school system, the children, and the teachers, and have led us in their respective way. As board chairman, I have had a special relationship with General Ross and Dr. Smith that has helped me mature as a board member and as a person. On a lighter note, it's also helped me further my education as a psychologist, because I assure you, I've had to talk a couple of them off the ledge a couple of times. But I have appreciated both of them, and I can't say enough about them. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. I would like to thank Dr. Smith for her dedication to our system. If I had to describe Dr. Smith in one word, it would be persevere. I have witnessed her over the years before and during her tenure as superintendent, and there were many times it would have been easy for her to give up, yet she stayed the course. And why? Because she believed in our school system, the community, and our children. And she was not finished with the goals that she had set when she took her position as superintendent. I have the utmost respect for you, Dr. Smith. I also want to thank each director and person that works in the central office. As chairman, I was in the office quite often and saw firsthand how hard each person worked and their dedication to our school system and their respective positions. I want to thank our teachers and each person that comes in contact with our children. Each person makes an impact on our children. I honestly believe in our system that is always a positive impact. I would also like to thank 3 people that are and/or were instrumental in helping our school system move forward. As Deputy Director, Mr. Doyle and Mr. Rutherford played crucial roles in moving our system forward. They both embraced their role as a supporter, and their knowledge helped their respective superintendent make important day-to-day decisions. I will forever be grateful for their contribution and their friendship. I would also like to thank Ms. Higgs as our financial advisor and CPA. I thank Ms. Higgs for her countless hours in making sure each budget was in line with state laws and regulations. Her input and expertise gave us the assurance in budget meetings we needed to make critical recommendations to the board. I would be remiss if I did not ask Ms. Higgs one more time before leaving the board, how much is in our fund balance? So anyway, having said that, inside joke, but anyway, I would like to also thank my wife, Mary, who gave up many hours of our time for me to be at these board meetings here, the district, and across the state, not to mention the baggage and mental anguish I brought home from all these meetings. So thank you, and bring on the grandchildren. Before I finish, I would like to congratulate Miss Ayler, Miss Stewart, Mr. Atkins, and Mr. Bollendorf on being elected on the Hardeman County Board of Education. I hope that each of you will take time to review your responsibilities, what are and what are not your roles as a board member. When the parents, public, or staff come to you about issues, please understand the chain of command. I would encourage each of you to continue to fact-find anything that is brought to your attention. In doing this, it is important to have an open communication with Dr. Smith. Okay, leave that out. Okay. I want to end by saying again how honored and blessed I am to have served on the Hardeman County Board of Education. I will forever be grateful to every one of y'all. Thank y'all.
Once again, thank you so much for your years of service. I know 5 years ago, the board then had over 112 years, I think, combined experience. That is something you just do not find in public education these days. And we still have a tremendous amount of experience and expertise up here. So we greatly appreciate you. We hope to see you back. Second Tuesdays, come on back and feel like you didn't miss a beat.
We'll be watching.
You'll be watching. All right, just a couple of things in the director's report to update you on and tell you about as we begin this school year. I've knocked on wood a million times, but it has been a very smooth start. And that is due to the preparation that happens in those buildings, the routines and procedures that are taught, and the things that happen out there every single day. So I do appreciate your faculty, staff, students, families for the start we have had. One big announcement you may have seen, I think I sent you the article on it, was an MOU we signed with Jackson State Community College called JSCC Accepted. And what this is it's an automatic admissions process for all juniors and seniors at Bolivar Central High School and Middleton High School, regardless of their GPA or their ACT score. They will, unless the parents opt out, they will basically run this process through themselves. As you know, a lot of times that application process can be a hindrance to students and parents because they can be difficult. So this is an automatic, acceptance procedure, and they've seen around town, they have the courthouse, it's on a lot of billboards, welcome to Green Jay Nation, all Hardeman County juniors and seniors accepted. That's what this campaign is, and hopefully it will give students an easier pathway to that secondary, post-secondary. We are grateful for our partnerships with Jackson State. We have middle college with them, and this is just another wonderful opportunity that we had to partner with them. Just run through some things at the beginning of school. We've had back to school, we've got beta club there, lots of learning activities going on. Football, middle school and high school are in full force. We've had a lot of meet the teachers. Had some facility updates over the summer. This is some power washing that happened at Baldwin Middle School, so you can see the difference that a good cleaning makes, especially in that picture. Baldwin Central's homecoming is coming up soon. Their ag is already competing, I believe, at the Wilson County Fair. They had Meet the Tigers, which was a collaboration between Middleton High School and Baldwin Central High School, where both the middle school and the high school football teams played each other, and they also announced some other sports. We had 2 seniors from last year, one from Middleton High School and one from Baldwin Central, come back over the summer and do a little welcome back video specifically to this year's high school students. And they just encouraged them to take advantage of airs and get their FAFSA done and things like that. But they enjoyed, they weren't too sure about this at first, but once they got in there, I think they enjoyed putting this little video together. So that was for high school students. And that was also using our green room at the STEM Center. So those are the things that we can do with media in the middle school grades. Hornsby, as always, they're making their baking ovens from the sun. They have some back to school activities. Grand Junction, learning math, had parents lunch. Middleton Elementary had a math scavenger hunt outside. On the right, their cafeteria gave all their students a little card. That one says you're a smart cookie. Middleton High School also had Meet the Teachers, and on October 9th, they're going to have College and Career Day, and they have had a lot of students complete their Tennessee Promise. Soon had Meet the Teacher. They also had some community members set up at their Meet the Teacher, and we have Meet the Teachers everywhere. Quick update on our canine detection partnership with IntraQuest. In the past, as you know, we've had this for probably 10 years with this partnership with IntraQuest, but they have now added canine vaping and vape juice detection with their canines. So it's not just the alcohol, gunpowder, illegal drugs, prescription medication. Now they can detect the vaping devices and vape juice. Want to send a big shout out to Bolivar Electric Authority. Not only they're going to help us with this sports field project, but also they went to Bolivar Middle School, Hornsby Elementary, and Toon Elementary and provided their sports programs with donations. So shout out to Bolivar Energy Authority. And that is our vision and mission, and I will end with that.
Any questions for Dr. Smith? There's no way I can make this board meeting last any longer, so I'll entertain a motion. We adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Ms. Carter and seconded by Mr. Atkins. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion